tour, Kanye West revealed his $850,000 permanent titanium dentures. What we didn't know was that there were much darker, more sinister ramifications after the procedure. In a sworn affidavit made by Ye's ex-chief of staff, he alleged that Ye's dentist was illegally supplying the rapper with nitrous oxide, resulting in Ye becoming dependent on the substance. This affidavit goes far and beyond just a shady dentist selling some gas. This document paints the picture of a full-blown invasion strategy from some shady business people who are trying to get a billionaire hooked on drugs, take over his business, milk every last dollar from him while they drive his business into the ground. Multiple sources who worked for Ye confirmed online that he has been using nitrous for a while, noting that it has become an obvious problem.
Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
The details of the allegations get even...
But chat, why did you get those dentures though, chat? How do you chew on food?
crazier. 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide were
They
seen
just
being carried into Ye's
why
girlfriend's
would you
apartment.
chew?
That Ye was paying $50,000 a month for the
When you
gas.
swallow it whole,
That
it
Ye
adds
paid
to
for
the
dentist
experience.
to move into
There's
his
more
apartment
stimulation
building,
that
so
way,
he had
cut.
constant access to the gas. Although many people have no sympathy for Ye since he basically...
Hold on.
for the gas. That Ye paid for the dentist to move into his apartment building so he had constant access to the gas. Although many people have no sympathy for Ye since he basically destroyed his reputation, others see this as his addiction being forced on him, leading to being trapped in an inescapable situation that could cost him his life. Today we are going to investigate all of the details of Ye's disastrous dentures, starting with the alleged evil dentist himself, Thomas Connell.
Chat,
That is not a dentist.
Straight up, is he not?
Not a dentist.
Guys, why does this look like AI? Guys, this looks like AI. It looks like his hand goes above, but it's under. But there's no perspective. It's like his forearm muscle is deformed. Guys, this is AI.
What? There's
his
a
forearm
thumb.
muscle is broken.
There's his finger here.
No, this is not the winner of the World's Strongest Man competition, nor is it a member of Hell's Angels. This is Thomas Connolly, who describes himself as a trailblazer in the world of dentistry. His website states that Dr. Connolly has 25 years of experience with offices in Manhattan and Beverly Hills. He received his dental training at the Mayo Clinic, the University of Detroit Mercy, and Louisiana State University. He also served as a clinical professor at Harvard University Dental School in Boston and Columbia School of Dental Medicine in New York City. However, Dr. Connolly doesn't look like your regular dentist, given his physique and tattoos. I'm that guy that's a complete mystery when you meet me, Dr. Connolly told the source. It's funny, people always feel like they're meeting someone famous. People always ask, what do you do? It's almost always the same thing, UFC fighter. Growing up in Detroit, Michigan, he dabbled in working out and lifting weights. After becoming a registered dentist, he began taking bodybuilding seriously and became the most jacked dentist in the world, according to Muscular Development. To balance working out with dentistry, Dr. Connolly limits his patients to just 1 per day. I have an advantage over a regular dentist.
What?
Oh, we have 50 patients today, 20 hygiene patients over a week, a crown, this and that. Me? I got 1 guy, and my fees reflect my experience. I'm very blessed. Originally, Dr. Connolly made a name for himself in the pro sports and modeling world. I performed dentistry on a lot of beautiful women, a lot of NFL players, and sports players at that point in my career. I wanted to push my services into other industries other than modeling and sports, so we began to focus on the music industry. At some point, Dr. Connolly ran into Post Malone's manager, Dre London. He said, "Hey Dre, this is what I do." And he goes, "Yeah, every dentist wants to do post teeth. I'll put you on the list." They had signed a new artist named Tyler Yahweh. I said, "Hey, you just signed Tyler. His teeth look terrible. I'll do his teeth for free." After fully restoring Tyler Yahweh's mouth, he introduced Connolly to Post, who asked the dentist if he could do a whole tooth as a diamond. The process had never been quite done before, and Connolly spent over a year trying to figure out the best way to do it, but they made it happen.
Chat, the only problem I have with veneers, okay, is that they don't do a good job at making them look real, which is, I think, a big important thing with teeth, in my opinion, so they look real somewhat. It's why, like, when I look at veneers, they look like candy. You know the candy, when you do Halloween candy, you know the vampire teeth candy? It's like gums with teeth.
Yes.
That's what it looks like every single time. Titors. Oh, because today I have a I put the focus on today because I want to do the unboxing thing. Moved it.
Than a year after the diamond teeth, Malone returned to Dr. Connolly to have the 10 porcelain veneers on his lower teeth replaced with platinum veneers. Post spent around $1.6 million on his teeth in 2021. Since working with Post Malone, Dr. Connolly's profile has skyrocketed. A bunch of new clientele ran to his private messages, including Odell Beckham Jr., Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Brown, DaBaby, Moneybagg Yo, Kid Laroi, as well as tons of other athletes and celebrities. Ye was allegedly introduced to Connolly by songwriter Billy Walsh towards the end of 2023, where Ye pitched the idea of the titanium grill.
But
Little
what's
did
the
Ye
point,
know this
though?
procedure would result in him suffering from a brutal addiction. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. In a recent hack, over 2 early xQc and try your first 2 weeks for free. Also linked below in the description. Thanks, Aura. While rolling out his album
Yeah, here's the
Vultures
video.
alongside
Thanks.
Ty Dolla $ign in early 2024, Ye posted a photo of his metal mouth on his Instagram story, then going on to compare his new look to the James Bond villain Jaws. The Daily Mail originally reported that he had all of his teeth removed and replaced with titanium dentures,
Dude,
also
stop.
revealing that the procedure cost a whopping $850,000 and was done by
Dude, there's no way, right? Chad, the whole thing is a plot. Guys, the whole thing is a plot. There's no shot. Guys, I've seen the Kanye documentary. Yeah, guys, I know he cares a lot about his looks, and he wouldn't have done that. There's no shot.
He posted a photo of his metal mouth on his Instagram story, then going on to compare his new look to the James moved and replaced with titanium dentures, also revealing that the procedure cost a whopping $850,000 and was done by Dr. Thomas Connolly in Beverly Hills alongside Naoki Hayashi, master dental technician. That man really paid $850K for those foil grills we all made in elementary school. With all the misinformation and
Joy.
mystery surrounding this new look, Ye's team tried to clarify. Ye's representatives said that they were fixed prosthodontics, which is a specialized branch of dentistry dedicated to making artificial teeth for damaged or missing teeth. They are, as the name suggests, fixed and permanent. This goes way beyond veneers or grills. The rep clarified that he didn't get his teeth removed, but rather that the implants were experimental dentistry, to say the least. As odd as it sounds, there has been sort of a mystery surrounding Ye's teeth for many years. He was in a near-fatal car crash in 2002,
Hold on.
which resulted in him breaking his jaw in multiple places as well as shattering his teeth. I couldn't find a source to 100% confirm this, but judging by how good his teeth looked afterwards suggests that he had at least got the bottom row fully replaced with implants. Then in 2010, he appeared on Ellen where he told her that he'd replaced his entire bottom row of teeth with diamond and gold implants.
It's your real teeth. You just put it on top of your teeth?
No, it's like replaced my bottom row
You
of teeth.
ripped all those teeth out and put in that?
I just thought the diamonds were cooler.
According to dental expert Dr. Emmanuel Leave, it's much more likely that West had his teeth trimmed down and used them as support for a gold and diamond encrusted bridge, more or less as Ellen suspected. It's also possible that West had his front teeth surgically removed, replaced them with titanium implants, and then had the flashy structure built on top. This would also make the procedure of him installing this new metal
Guys, I think some of these opinions are kind of like whatever. Is there like an actual super expert like that has more of an idea? Because no.
teeth more realistic if he
Some
already
theories
had
have already been
implants.
disproved if they put
And
all the
despite
data
how
together.
insane his new look is, people were shocked for like a week and then just moved on, as it just seemed like another one of Kanye's antics to add to the extremely long list of weird and controversial things that he has done his entire career. And this is the point in the video where you think it's just about some evil dentist and how Ye might be developing a drug addiction, but then you realize that this video is about the fundamental collapse of Ye's entire life and career, and that nobody around him can be trusted, and it's just chaos. So buckle up. In April
And
of
that
2000,
explains his
news broke
schizophrenia.
that a Kanye West representative announced that Ye was planning to launch Yeezy Prawn. No concrete details were given to even remotely explain what this meant, how it was gonna work, or why he was even doing it. However, it was because of this new business venture that Milo Yiannopoulos decided to exit the company. In a resignation letter provided to
surely it was.
TMZ, Milo wrote, "I cannot be complicit in the production or dissemination of prawn films and literature for moral and religious reasons, but also because such material and the kind of
Bro, this guy is absolutely brain dead. Okay, bro, I'm pretty sure this guy's banned off the internet, legitimately. Chat, is this guy not like actually banned from the internet from like most places? He literally is. This guy's a complete fuckhead, and now he's gonna have moral grandstand porn. Bro, stop it. There's more to this story.
The people invariably involved in its production
There's more
represent
to the
an
story.
imminent danger to
Sorry.
my life as a recovering addict and an unacceptable risk to my spiritual and physical health as a former homosexual. He then goes on to offer his resignation. Ye has had a very open admission to his love and addiction to prawn over the years. However, with his shift towards focusing on his Christianity and relationship with God, creating this type of business feels out of character for the Ye we have come to know in recent years. Something was seriously off with Ye, but when the reports of Milo's resignation came out, another Yeezy employee and social media personality, Yes Jules, posted a text message screenshot from Ye that read, "I fired Milo." It was evident that the Yeezy LLC empire was failing. Clothing orders were extremely late, or wrong, or lacking in quality. Whenever Ye was seen in public, he looked very unhealthy. His wife Bianca seems to just be a prop for his clothing brand.
I mean, dude, chat, there was an odd air for sure. Chat, the eyebrow stuff, the fucking like jujitsu clothing or whatever, like kickboxing attire, dude, like the fucking pads and shit.
And fans
Like-
are trying to pretend like everything is okay and this is just normal, Ye, weird, unpredictable behavior, but deep down they know that something is seriously off. And in early June, an Instagram fan page by the name of Ye Defense Team posted this passive-aggressive message on their Instagram story that read, "If you have any complaints with Yeezy, if you want to know where your merch is, if you want to know why the album's getting delayed, if you want to know where to get some Nitrous maybe need some Prawn Star Connects for your shoot, anything at all, Ye's new handler, Eric J. Quee, will take care of that for you. He will happily assist you since he knows everything and everyone that can get you what you need, since he convinced Ye to fire everyone who was getting all these things done because they weren't in his way so he could get his friends jobs. It's unclear is done because they weren't in his way so he could get his friends jobs. It's unclear what a handler is and what that job would even entail. Like, a handler implies somebody who's unable of taking care of themselves, like somebody who might be handicapped or has some sort of disability. Eric replied on his story, "I never really wanted to publicly disclose that I'm working at Yeezy to avoid drama and attention." And the drama in question would probably emerge from the fact that Eric used to work for Drake, who is Ye's #1 enemy. In private DMs exposed by Milo, Eric said, "I know Drake's team very well actually. I'm much closer to his team than Ye. I went to Drake's house and helped all his boys sell their Yeezys." And considering Eric's position as Ye's handler, he doesn't really seem to have Ye's best interests in mind and seems to have an affinity for Ye's biggest op, Drake. However, after Ye's highly anticipated album Vultures 2 came out on August 3rd, 2024, fans were even more confused at what they heard. It sounded rushed and unfinished, where he seemingly slapped a bunch of demos together and even refused to record some of the tracks but had other rappers perform it while using an AI filter of his voice. And if you're not a fan of or you don't really know Ye's music, but you are aware of his controversial antics, then this may not seem that weird or that big of a deal. But regardless of Ye's mental state throughout his entire career, the music was always good. Like, this album wasn't just bad, it was genuinely confusing that he would release something so sloppy and unfinished.
Well, it's not that it was bad, is that the song sounded like something that they did that one night and they never finished, and they were like, "Oh, we gotta release this shit. Oh, dude, let's put that on it," and just they put all the
Yeah,
songs that were done
that's
that
bad.
one night on an album and just released it. So it
Yeah,
feels like
it was bad then.
No, it wasn't all just bad.
Yes.
That is subjective. You're missing the point, chat. I think a lot of the structure of these songs is good,
Man.
but the song itself is bad.
It was
But
bad.
doesn't make
Just
it
just
all
admit
bad.
it was
You're missing the
bad.
point entirely. You're just brain dead. You're not even
Stop defending
Considering his
this,
amazing
dude.
You're not even listening,
Stop
like,
defending
whatever.
this,
After the
man.
album was released, we learned that Ye's mental state and business affairs were much worse than we could have ever imagined. Milo Yiannopoulos, former chief of staff at Yeezy, decided to submit a complaint to the California Dental Board pertaining to reckless, unethical, dishonest, exploitative, and upon upon information and belief, illegal conduct by Dr. Thomas P. Connolly. He then took to Twitter to publicly announce all of the details of the complaint, starting with accusing his dentist, Thomas Connolly, of getting Ye hooked on nitrous, aka laughing gas. It is my belief that Connolly sought to diminish Ye's mental faculties so—
Well, the thing that I hate about these people dude is that they always talk when the tides shift. They don't talk and do shit when it actually matters, okay? If that was about the, guys, I'm doing this because of the care of the well-being of this person, dude, okay. If that was the truth, you would have done it instantly. When there was something, when there's an actual problem, naturally, but you're only doing it, dude, when the fucking tides shift. It's fucking weird, man. I think it's odd. It's
so
odd.
that Connolly and his business associates could extract millions of dollars from him. Many people—
How is that it says you? How is that it says you? How is that it says you?
forget that Ye makes almost no money from his music, but has amassed his fortune from the profits of his Yeezy clothing. Yeezy revenue in 2022 was $1.3 billion, and operating profit in 2023 was north of $500 million. And that's just 2 years. He has been growing the brand and earning tens of hundreds of millions of dollars every year for nearly a decade. So Yeezy LLC is nothing short of a massive corporation. Milo was hired by Yeezy LLC as chief of staff in 2022. A chief of staff is an executive level employee who supervises and communicates with lower level staff members, providing project management and implementing strategic—
Yo, chat. Say what's face. What happened with the chat? The fuck? Did they just freeze up entirely? What happened?
planning processes. While carrying out these operations, Milo discovered dozens of fraudulent schemes, audacious greed, double billing, duplication of labor, entirely unnecessary employees collecting seven-figure salaries, and all manner of other senseless wastes of money. Milo immediately started making executive changes, firing more than 130 people, which saved the company $30 million in salary expenses, while not negatively impacting business operations. He alleged that the dentist was introduced to Ye by Billy Walsh, a music industry figure who was paid $1 million for his work on Vultures Volume 1, but could not identify a single track he worked on when challenged by Yeezy staff. He then went on to introduce a man named Idris Kiba that he described as an erratic, inconsistent witness. However, Idris was a business partner of Connolly and said that the dentist charges rappers and cartel bosses for natural stones, but puts vastly cheaper lab-grown diamonds into their mouths instead. For natural stones, but puts vastly cheaper lab-grown diamonds into their mouths instead.
Okay, big misconception though. I know that this is like a scam.
Is that Connolly?
So don't do that, right? Which I'm gonna denounce that, right? But you would want to have lab-grown diamonds more than natural stones. If your goal is to have nice stones or nice looking stones, you would absolutely want lab grown rather than natural, because there's absolutely no difference in its structure, right? There's only things to gain from it being lab grown than it being natural. There's absolutely nothing to lose.
True, depending on where you grow it.
Instead, as well as that Connolly has been bankrupt twice, the second bankruptcy, by Connolly's admission, entered into so that he could avoid tax. With no experience in either music or fashion, and without examining
I understand the price, yes, and then the
you can make shitty lab-grown diamonds.
I get it, it's a scam, but rock-wise, it's wrong.
Single document or interviewing
it
a
should
single
be good
member
if
of
you're
staff,
this
Connolly
guy
proposed
dentist.
widespread and disruptive
You're a
changes
big figure,
to Yeezy's structure and
I
operations
guess they
without
make
even
good
knowing
ones
what
for
they
you,
were,
right?
and offered himself as the ideal candidate to lead the business and revivify the company's fortunes. In addition to that, he demanded a $2.4 million per year salary, and when the dentist submitted a formal scope of work as to what value he would provide to the corporation, it was comically vague. 1. Secure long-term sustainable funding for the company without debt or investors. 2. Solidify the long-term vision for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. Concrete details of the vision recorded and categorized with dates and images. Solidify the immediate goals for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. These goals are to be accomplished within 12 months. Build an actionable plan with Milo to achieve the goals set forth in item 3, and then execute item 4 with Milo. This was probably laughed at and then denied, so then his second attempt to apply for a more powerful position at Yeezy LLC was even worse, where one of the primary goals listed was the development of a personal use N2O2 system. So according to this dentist, if he were to take over this
so he's kind of like Batman, and he asked them to make a massive device, that device being drugs. It's still gonna like Batman though.
Hundreds of millions of dollars company,
right?
Selling clothing and doing concerts and music,
etc.
One of the primary goals to push this company forward is for Ye to have a personal nitrous gas system so he can have unrestricted and unlimited access to the gas. By April, employees at all levels of the company were worrying about Ye's dependence on the gas and speaking openly about it. Ye talked about it nonstop in meetings. He seemed to be in and out of the inhaler mask on a near constant basis. It was around that time that one of the junior staff confessed he had seen Connolly hauling 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide into Bianca Sensory's apartment, and that something had told him to take a couple of photographs. As many as 5 Yeezy employees are said to have been sufficiently worried as to have taken photographs of the home nitrous installation. When challenged, Connolly admitted that he had taken the canisters to Ye's home, but insisted absurdly that they were empty and always been empty. In case you didn't know, nitrous oxide is a mild sedative agent that safely and effectively manages pain and anxiety during dental treatment. The nitrous oxide slows down your nervous system to make you feel less inhibited. You may feel lightheaded, tingly, or even heaviness in your arms or legs. However, the high wears off extremely quickly, and after a few minutes, you'll feel pretty much back to normal. People who use nitrous oxide recreationally typically just buy 8-gram whippers on Amazon or at local supermarkets, or they buy a balloon filled with gas at a party or concert. It's cheap, easy to do, and appears to have limited health risks with infrequent use. However, because of the short-lived effects of the gas, some people develop addictions, use greater quantities of the gas, or use it for longer periods of time. Excessive N2O use will lead to a depletion in B12 vitamins.
Dude, I used to have pellet guns when I was young, and we used to shoot them on stuff, and that's exactly what we used. If you know, you know. You put it at the fucking in the loader or whatever, and you would twist and it would go. Remember that?
Vitamins. Studies have shown that a lack of B12 can cause permanent neurological damage and even death. Some long-time nitrous users lose feeling in their legs, making them wheelchair-bound or at least heavily reliant on care from others. Deaths involving nitrous oxide are rare. In most cases, the cause is accidental asphyxiation from breathing the gas using a mask. However, as it was explained in the affidavit, it seems like the goal was to supply Ye with enough gas in a system so he can essentially have unsupervised, unlimited access to using the nitrous, which is most certainly very dangerous. And if that wasn't bad enough, he is most certainly being ripped off. Medical grade nitrous oxide is not that expensive, with 10 to 20.
Yeah, I know. I made this exact same thing last time about Steve-O. Yeah, Steve-O was also like that, but I don't think he ever got to the point to have like all these devices. He still did it pretty much like old school way or whatever, right? And yeah, he did a lot of it, whatever, but he got out of it.
20-pound tanks, you know, the big ones, ranging from just $500 to $1,000 a piece. A bill was received and paid for over $61,000 by Yeezy solely for anesthesia.
Bro, the worst thing it does is give you vitamin B deficiency. Bro, stop.
And nitrous gas, as well as him allegedly paying over $50,000 per month for the gas. Payment records from Yeezy LLC show hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments to Connolly labeled as dental work. It is physically impossible for one man to consume $50,000 worth of nitrous gas in a month's time, but it seems abundantly clear that Ye has no idea where his money goes. As we learned, he's paying $1 million salaries to employees who did nothing for him, so $50K a month for some nitrous was probably easy for him to justify. Plus, it seemed like Ye was restructuring his entire life so that he can have access to this gas. As Milo mentioned in the affidavit, I learned that Connolly had moved into the apartment building Ye resided at during this period, at Ye's expense. I was asked by Ye to negotiate a second apartment at the same complex, which he said he would be used as a studio. Before I completed these negotiations, a pending charge on Ye's American Express card showed that 6 months' rent had been paid in advance to the building management company. When I challenged Connolly to explain this, he claimed to be moving in at his own expense. The American Express charge was later refunded. There was also an attempted sale of over $1 million worth of stolen Yeezy Gap merchandise in March of 2024. And on the same day that all of this news leaked onto the internet, TikTokers posted a video of them purchasing a storage unit with tons of unreleased Yeezy clothing, as well as samples and concepts and Ye's personal items. I find this extremely coincidental.
What the fuck? Yo.
TikTokers posted a video of them purchasing a storage unit with tons of unreleased Yeezy
Yo, that's some fucking
clothing, as
that's some crazy shit. What the? That's kind of cool.
well as samples and concepts and Ye's personal items. I find this extremely coincidental. Milo also shared text messages from Dr. Connolly where he responded to Milo's allegations. Hey, we should probably have a conversation about the current situation. I'm friends with Billy Walsh and he shared your messages with me. I don't get where this went sideways, but we should review the facts. You are a very intelligent man. I think it's important that you understand the facts. I was merely helping Ye by making some introductions, which turned into making some recommendations, which turned into a potential business venture. I was never looking to step on others' feet and supplant you. I have 5 kids and a career I've worked myself to death to build. I'm slipping away from this venture and I will do my best to help you keep Ye and his business where it was. I apologize if I interfered. It was never my intention. As far as nitrous oxide usage, the tanks are empty and have been empty. Very little nitrous has been administered to Ye. As far as general anesthesia in the dental office, we are using a well-experienced, board-certified anesthesiologist and following all safety protocols to the T. Milo tells this story as if he was the only one trying to protect Ye. He mentions several other Yeezy employees by name in the affidavit, alleging that they knew of Milo's concerns but did nothing to protect him. Yes, Jules replied to the affidavit with some vague tweets. Love it when a liar tries to expose someone but only tells half the truth. The full truth will come to light soon. Believe that. As well as, a true villain will always try to disguise himself as a hero. Now it's important that we close this story by understanding who Milo Yiannopoulos is, why he was the chief of staff at Yeezy, and why some people can't take literally anything he says seriously. Coined by Out.com as an internet supervillain, Yiannopoulos gained notoriety early in his blogging career for writing politically charged rage bait articles. Normally, headlines are slightly over-sensationalized and easy to misinterpret, but this is not the case for Milo. He means exactly what he's saying, no matter how ridiculous the statement is. Donald Trump would be the real first black president. There's no gender pay gap, but here are 11 reasons why there should be. Or when he wrote an article giving straight people permission to say anti-gay slurs. Or when he declared his birthday as World Patriarchy Day. Or when he just wrote an entire article about how he hates fat people, calling them disgusting babies who make excuses for their weight. And while you might think he is just some troll, he was constantly brought on mainstream news outlets throughout his career to give his thoughts and opinions on real issues, and they were taken seriously. Since he was an openly gay right-winger, conservatives rallied around him because it was their way of saying, see, even he's gay, and he agrees with me. Milo kind of openly accepted the label of alt-right that he was given. I mean, it didn't really help that he was seen singing songs for white nationalists and ex-KKK members, but he would go to extreme lengths to try and defend stupid ideologies, like when he argued for pedophilia on Joe Rogan's podcast.
What, he's trying to go on this.
You were the one who was
I told you it wasn't the pedophilia. I was after I lost my virginity. I was in my teens. I was in my teens.
14.
I was in my teens. Something like that.
That's what you said. 14 is pedophilia,
teens.
I don't know how they rock it in merry old England.
I was in my teens.
Over here in my country, and where you are right now,
You've never seen a 15-year-old girl at any point in your life, however old you were. You've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah, when I was 15.
No, when you were 25. When you were 25.
Dude.
When you were 25, when you were 30, you will have seen girls about 15 you thought were hot.
No,
of course
I thought they were little kids.
No, you didn't.
I thought, damn, she's gonna be hot, but I didn't want to f her.
Bullshit.
Not bullshit at all. Look, you can't tell me what I was born into.
Milo even praised conversion therapy using himself.
Yeah, no, if you're not a deviant, what happens is that the traits you're attracted to age with you to some form or degree that is in an acceptable range. That's usually what happens when you're not a fucking degenerate. Does that make sense?
as an example of its success. He threw his $150,000 engagement ring from his ex-boyfriend into the ocean to prove he was not gay anymore, and still to this day refers to himself as an ex-gay man. He was introduced to Ye by Alex Jones after Ye announced he was running for president in 2020. Ye hired Milo to be his campaign manager, and then Milo brought on white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And since Milo is known to flip-flop, lie, rage bait, take extreme takes, and say anything for attention, some people won't take a single thing he says seriously. I think it makes the whole situation even more concerning for Ye because it shows that literally nobody around his multi-million-dollar empire, the people who are calling the shots, can be trusted. All of them must understand that Ye's mental state should constantly be evaluated, especially considering the multiple reports of concern about his nitrous use. We have no idea who really has his best interests in mind, and no matter who you want to believe,
everybody's to blame. And you guys, this is the type of topic that chat, if it's as bad as it's said to be, or it's not being dramatized, which I think it kind of is a little bit, okay, is that nobody actually cares, because people that actually care tend to be somewhat kind of sacrificial in a certain way, which is like, for the actual benefit of this person, I don't mind losing something like my job, like something, because they care a lot about somebody. That's what caring about somebody is that sometimes you're gonna have to put out more than you're getting. But these people around them, they actually gives a fuck about them. They all want to keep what they're getting out of them, right? And losing as low as possible. And that's why nobody gives a fuck. Nobody, so they're all to blame.
Almost even 40 months, kind of crazy.
Even the ones that come out and that are gonna come out, even now, they're like, guys, it's this bad, it's that bad. Okay, if you give a fuck, if you ever give a fuck, yeah, it wouldn't take this much time to fucking say anything. Okay, like you wouldn't be still on the payroll. Dumb fuck.
Okay, interesting.